The first thing you need to understand and remember is this. There's no such thing as not having enough money to invest, so just get that idea out of your head. It's really important to remember that because investing, especially with a very low amount, can seem like a mental challenge. It's understandable to feel discouraged because $1,000 a week or $100 a day doesn't really seem obtainable, at least right now, because you're still currently paying off a mortgage or rent or credit cards or whatever else may come up. But as long as you have something to invest, it's always possible to start building towards generational wealth. And in this video, I'm gonna use myself as an example by showing you how I make $30 a week work for me. One issue is the belief that share prices are out of reach just because of how much they are in comparison to how much you can invest every single week. And I get that. Right now, my $30 can probably buy me only a 1/7 of a share of Apple or about a 14th of a share of Microsoft. So again, I can understand why people could feel discouraged. But more often than not, there are dividend stocks out there that have a share price that have dropped so much that they're actually approaching their 52-week low. And some of those same stocks have share prices that are dropping for reasons that should feel irrelevant or reasons that shouldn't stick with the company that long, making them categorized as what a lot of us call discounted stocks. Starbucks is a great example. The most popular coffee chain company in the entire world, cars wrapped around the drive-thru more than once and lines going out the door during pumpkin spice season, has a share price approaching its 52-week low. And that's due primarily to some external situations that's actually affecting other companies aside from Starbucks, and it's something that they'll eventually bounce back from. So in the meantime, you can take advantage of a company that has a 13-year history of paying and increasing its dividend every single quarter while having what you can contribute into it be a bigger fraction of what the share price is in comparison to when the share prices are a little bit more normal. Being on the lookout for discounted stocks can potentially save you more money while helping you build passive income over the long term. There are stocks that fall into three categories when it comes to their historic focus on share price growth or dividend growth. And once you understand and are able to embrace that within your own portfolio, then you have the opportunity to build growth from three different angles, even with a low budget. Your first category of stocks are the growth stocks. Growth stocks may have a dividend, but they focus more on reinvesting into themselves, which is why they have a history of their share price increasing over a long period of time. A great example would be Apple. Apple does have a dividend, but right now it pays about $1 per share per year, but its stock growth history is a different story. I get that earlier I was sort of complaining about the share price, especially when it compares to the $30 I can contribute to it, but that $30 has more of an opportunity to grow, especially when you consider Apple's long-term growth history within the past year, 5 years, or even 10 years. The next category are your strictly for passive income stocks. These type of stocks may or may not have a positive share price growth, but they definitely have a history of high dividend yields. Realty Income is a great example. Despite its recent share price drop, it does have over a 5% dividend yield, and it also has a history of paying its shareholders every single month consecutively for the past 30 years, including consecutive dividend increases for the past 26 years. And then you have your hybrid stocks, those that focus on dividend growth and long-term share price growth. Starbucks is a pretty good option, but SCHD is an ETF that's also a really great option. It has a great long-term growth, especially over the past 10 years, and it has over a 3% dividend yield, which should be pretty attractive. What also makes investing with a low budget difficult is that it could actually affect you before you even download Robinhood or Webull or whatever other investing platform you'd like, because you feel like you're ultimately going to be wasting your time. But one thing you can do to beat the mental game that comes with investing with a small amount of money is to track something that's important to you. For example, how much you get paid every single month in dividends. It was a few dollars a month I was making when I first started dividend investing, and after my first full year, I was able to make $77. But since then, I've gotten to a point where I've made even more than that within the first 5 months of this year. And another thing you can do is challenge your negative thoughts with positive ones. For example, you can simply remind yourself that you don't have to be stuck only investing $5, $10, or $20 every single week. There are ways that you could potentially make more money, whether it's a side hustle or something else, and you can always find ways to budget and track your spending so that you can invest a few dollars more when that opportunity presents itself. When it comes to investing, the worst thing you can do is keep yourself from building generational wealth because you feel like you don't have enough money to do so. Hopefully this will motivate you to start and to stay consistent, knowing that even an amount like $30 per week can add up in the long run. The long run for me has gotten to the point where I'm making an extra week's worth of investing per month in dividend checks, which I actually was able to achieve last month. And I'll talk about that in this video, including what dividend companies paid me, how much I'm making on average, etc., etc. So hopefully you guys check out that video if you have time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, as always, take care.